Sam Altman just said that the entire foundation behind ChatGPT and basically all modern AI is about to be replaced. Apple just introduced LiTo, a model that can turn a single image into a fully realistic, three-dimensional object with correct lighting and reflections, while Manus launched My Computer, an AI agent that can directly control your PC. Z.ai released GLM-5-Turbo built for executing full workflows. Mistral introduced Leanstral that can actually check and fix code on its own, like a built-in expert reviewer. And InSpatio-WorldFM is bringing AI that can understand and generate entire three-dimensional spaces in real time. All right, let's start with the one that's getting the most attention. Sam Altman just went back to Stanford and basically said something that sounds simple, but it's actually massive. He said the transformer architecture, the thing that powers ChatGPT and most modern AI, is not the final step. Now that might not sound crazy at first, but think about it like this. Everything you've been seeing over the last few years, GPT models, chatbots, coding assistants, all of that is built on transformers. It's the foundation. So when the guy leading OpenAI starts talking like that foundation might soon be replaced, that's a serious signal. And the reason he gave is actually pretty easy to understand. Transformers are powerful, but they're expensive in a very specific way. The longer the text or data gets, the cost doesn't just go up a bit, it explodes. If you make something 10 times longer, it can take around 100 times more computation to process it. So scaling becomes extremely expensive, extremely fast. That's the wall he's talking about. And then he dropped the more interesting part. He said the next architecture could bring a leap similar to what Transformer did to older systems like LSTM. In other words, not just a small upgrade, a complete shift in how AI works under the hood. Now here's where it gets even more interesting. He believes current AI models are already smart enough to help discover that next architecture. So instead of humans alone trying to figure it out, you now have AI helping humans design better AI. And that creates a loop. Better models, faster research, higher chance of breakthrough, even better models. Once that loop really starts moving, things don't improve slowly anymore. They jump. And to understand why he's so confident, he actually talked about his own journey with AI. Back when he was at Stanford, he worked in an AI lab and basically thought the whole field wasn't going anywhere. Later, when AlexNet came out, he thought it was cool, nothing more. But then over time, as models kept improving, something changed. He described it like seeing something huge coming while most people weren't paying attention yet. That's what pushed him towards starting OpenAI in 2015. And the funny part is how unpolished those early days were. The founders met in an apartment, sat around, not really knowing what to do, realized they didn't even have a whiteboard, and had to order one online. It didn't look like the beginning of something massive. But within that first week, a lot of the ideas that later shaped OpenAI were already there. Now, fast forward to today, and Altman is making some pretty bold predictions again. He said AGI could arrive within 2 years. That's his timeline. He also said programming agents, AI that can actually do work step by step, will likely be the next big explosion, similar to what ChatGPT was. He even talked about a future where one person can build something that rivals a full company today, and then he casually mentioned that an AI CEO is not impossible. That's the level of shift he's pointing at. At the same time, he's not saying everything collapses overnight. His view is that people adapt faster than expected. Jobs will change, industries will shift, but humans will still want to create, compete, and be useful. Now here's the key part. This whole post-transformer idea is not just talk. The race is already happening. There are already new architectures being tested, and one of the most talked about is something called Mamba. Instead of using attention like transformers, it uses a different approach that can handle long data much more efficiently. So this next phase isn't theoretical, it's already being built. Now, while that's happening on one side, something very different showed up from Apple. And this one is easier to visualize. Apple built a model called LiTo. And what it does is actually pretty crazy when you break it down simply. You give it one image of an object, just one. And it can reconstruct a full three-dimensional version of that object. Not just the shape, but also how light interacts with it. So reflections, highlights, all those subtle visual details stay consistent when you look at it from different angles. That's the important part. Because older systems could kind of fake three-dimensional, but once you moved around the object, things started looking off. the lighting didn't behave correctly, the illusion broke. Apple's model tries to fix that by learning both the shape of the object and how light behaves on it at the same time. And the way they trained it is actually clever. They used thousands of objects, each shown from around 150 different angles and under 3 lighting setups. Then, instead of feeding everything at once, the model learned to compress that information into a compact internal representation. So instead of remembering every detail, it learns a summary of the object. Then another part of the system reconstructs the full object from that summary. And finally, they trained it so that from just a single image, it can guess the correct summary and rebuild the object. So one image in, full 3-dimensional object out, with realistic lighting behavior. Now this might sound like a niche research thing, but it actually points to something bigger. AI is getting better at understanding how the real world works. Not just text, not just images, but actual physical structure. And that connects directly to the next story. There's a project called InSpatio-WorldFM, and the goal here is very clear. Give AI a real understanding of space, not just visuals. Right now, a lot of AI-generated video looks impressive, but if you really look closely, things don't stay consistent. Objects move weirdly, layouts shift, details change from frame to frame. That's because the AI isn't truly understanding the space. It's just generating images that look right moment by moment. This model tries to fix that. It focuses on something called multi-view consistency, which basically means if you look at a scene from different angles, it still makes sense. So instead of guessing every frame independently, the model builds a stable internal structure of the world. And here's the interesting part. They designed it to run in real time on a single RTX 4090. Not a giant server, not a data center, a consumer GPU. That's a big deal, because it means this kind of spatial intelligence could move out of labs and into actual products much faster. They also built in something like memory. The model uses a mix of explicit anchors, meaning fixed points in space, and implicit memory, meaning learned patterns, so it doesn't forget where things are when the viewpoint changes. And that's critical for robotics. If a robot turns its head and suddenly forgets where everything is, it's useless. So this is about giving AI a stable sense of space. Now, while all of that is happening, another shift is happening in a completely different direction. AI is starting to move from chat to action, and Manus is a perfect example of that. They launched something called My Computer, and it does exactly what the name suggests. The AI agent can now operate directly on your computer, not in the cloud, not in some limited sandbox, on your actual machine. It can read files, organize them, run command line tasks, control apps, and use your local resources like your GPU. So instead of asking an AI to help you, it can actually do the work for you. That's the shift. They also built in permission controls, so you approve what it can access, which is obviously important. But the direction is clear. AI is becoming more like an operator, not just a tool you talk to. And this is where things start connecting. Because another company, Z.ai, just released a model called GLM-5-Turbo, and it's built specifically for this kind of agent behavior. This is not about chatting. This is about executing tasks. The model has a massive context window, around 202,752 tokens, and can generate over 131,000 tokens in output. Pricing sits at about $0.96 per million input tokens and $3.20 per million output tokens. So roughly $4.16 total. Not the cheapest, but that's not the main point. The main point is what it's optimized for. Long chains of actions, tool usage, scheduling tasks, and running workflows from start to finish. Basically, instead of answering one question, it can handle an entire process. And even though it's slightly slower at first response compared to some models, it finishes tasks faster overall and has a much lower error rate when calling tools, around 0.67%, compared to others going above 2% or even 6%. That matters a lot, because in real workflows, reliability beats speed. And there's also a bigger shift here. Z.ai used to focus heavily on open source models, but this one is closed, which suggests something important. Companies are starting to separate their strategies. Open models to spread adoption, closed models to make money. That pattern is becoming more obvious across the industry. And finally, there's one more story that stands out, even though it's less flashy. Mistral released a model called Leanstral, and it's built for something very specific, proving that code is correct. Not just writing code, proving it. And that might sound boring, but it's actually huge. Because AI can already generate tons of code. The real problem now is verifying that it works exactly as intended, especially in critical systems. Leanstral is designed for that. It works with something called Lean4, which is used for formal proofs, meaning you can mathematically verify that code behaves correctly. The model uses a sparse architecture with 6 billion active parameters, and it's open source under Apache 2.0. What makes it impressive is the performance. It achieves strong results compared to much larger models and does it at a fraction of the cost. For example, it can reach competitive scores while costing around $36 compared to hundreds or even over $1,000 for other models. And it's not just benchmarks. In real examples, it was able to debug a broken proof, identify exactly what caused the issue, and suggest the correct fix. It also translated code from another system into Lean and proved properties about it. So instead of just generating code, it understands the logic deeply enough to verify it. That's a completely different level of capability. That's it for this one. Let me know which of these developments you think is the biggest shift, and I'll catch you in the next one.